and welcome in to be our guest. If you've been around the state of Alabama for a while, you know one of the number one problems is the prison system in the state of Alabama. Well, what happens is that eventually that prisoner has the opportunity for parole or to get out of prison, and then what happens? In many cases, nothing's there to help them. Very fortunately in Montgomery, Alabama, we've got a program. The executive director is with us, Susan Hunt Sims.
That's right.
Susan, it's so glad to have you with us.
Glad to be here.
The name of the program is called Renascence.
Renascence, yes.
Renascence, right. Mm-hmm. And it's just tell the audience what it's all about.
Sure. It's a halfway house for men who've been released from prison on probation or parole, as you mentioned. We have 14 beds, and that we can house as many as 14 at any one time. Right now we have 9. But we work with them for the time, hopefully 6 months to a year, as they work to get back on their feet, and we work with them so that when they leave us, then they'll be successful citizens when they leave, and they will be able to stand on their own, have a job, have enough educational background to be able to be successful and to do what they need to do so they won't go back into prison.
And probably you have 14 beds. Probably right now in the state of Alabama, there should be maybe 1,400 beds
easily
to be able to take care of all the people that are coming out. When a young man obviously leaves the prison system, is he referred to you, or how do they find out you exist?
Sure. 10 of our 14 beds, we have a contract with the state, and they come to us from the Pardons and Paroles Board. And then the other 4 beds are reserved for men who've applied to come. We don't take violent offenders, we don't take sex offenders, and they still must be under supervision from like a correctional officer or a judge or somebody like that. Otherwise, pretty much they can come in. They are referred to through the Pardons and Paroles Board, Pardons and Parole Board.
Right.
And they participate in the Day Reporting Center, which is right next door to our facility downtown. And they get skills training, they get job readiness training, they might have to go through some substance abuse counseling, and just some various things to get them ready so that when they leave us, then they don't go back to prison. The ones who apply don't participate in the Day Reporting Center. We help them find a job.
And keep them busy.
We keep them busy. And then we have programming at night for many of them to give them some skills that maybe they were lacking in the prison. Like we're doing some financial classes. We've done some nutrition classes, cooking classes. We have a social worker that works with them on some of their issues they might be struggling with. And we've started up an art class so that they learn some ways to use have some creative outlets.
Absolutely. Now, are they with you 7 days a week?
Yes.
So they don't get like on the weekends they go home or something?
Correct. No, they stay with us. We have pastimes. There's 4 days a week that they can leave that facility.
And
do what they need to do. But otherwise,
take care of needs.
They have their own bedroom, and then they share living facilities with the rest of the house.
Great. Are any of them good cooks?
Yes, actually
they have to do their own cooking, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That makes it great. Nelson, you and I have known each other for quite some time. Nelson Smith is a board member.
That's
one of the founders of this organization. How old is Renascence
Well, it goes back to when we started developing the program back in the late 90s, and then we had our first residents begin in 2006.
Okay.
So it took a while to get it off the ground, but then we've seen over about 400 men come through the program.
So basically, what I was going to tell our audience is, this is a program, folks, that if the government was involved in doing this, it would cost them 10 times as much money as what these folks operate on.
Right.
And you do an excellent job.
Thank you.
So basically, you get funding from a lot of different means. One of them is an annual fundraiser. Used to be ping pong.
And that's first of all, I wanted to say thank you very much for your continued support of our program every year. And yes, we have traditionally done a ping pong tournament, but because of COVID, we had to hold off on that, and we weren't sure this year what the status of the pandemic was going to be, so we decided to do a virtual silent auction instead, and we're calling it.
Let's call it something like Spring into Auction. Yes.
And it's going to be on our website.
Okay.
It's going to be.
And we'll put all that information up here on the screen so you'll have it.
It's going to be from Monday, the 18th of April,
Okay.
in a couple of weeks, through Saturday, the 23rd of April. And they can go to our website, www.halfway-home.net, and that will get them into the auction website. And then
Glad
they
you
go,
made that simple.
yeah,
Yes,
well, that's
yes.
right. It's not going to be any more complicated than that.
Right.
And then the prompts will take you where you need to go to register, look at the items. You can donate money if you want to as part of the fundraiser, or you can donate even items for the auction. So it's a really good way and a robust system for us to use to raise this thing. We're going to have an in-person showing on Tuesday, the 19th of April, at the Church of the Ascension in Montgomery,
Okay.
and it's from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. So if people want to go and actually look and see and touch and so forth, and get
Oh, okay.
and they can register, they can do the online bidding as well.
Thank you both for all the work you do here. And just remember this, it's just right around the corner. Register, and as Nelson said, bid often and bid high. It's for a very good cause. And we'll be right back right after this.